All
put this
right.
down.
Yes, sir. All right. Let's do a 3, 2, 1. Well, I'm here with Audie Norris, known as the Atomic Dog. He played with the Portland Trail Blazers from 1982 to 1985, and he's here for the Western Conference Finals to watch his Blazers try to get a win against those Golden State Warriors. So, Audie, thanks for being here.
Thank you, man. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you as well.
Yeah.
So, just tell me, first of all, how'd you get the name Atomic Dog?
Wow, man. That's people ask me that every day in Spain, but it originated here in Portland, and Michael Thompson, who is the guy that coined the name Atomic Dog. For
Klay Thompson's dad.
Klay Thompson's dad, who's playing in the Western Conference Final now, and yeah, Michael was my locker mate in the Memorial Coliseum when we played there, and we were good friends. And he was actually my mentor when I got here as a rookie, and you know, I had some pretty interesting games when I played here, and I was known for my dunking ability, my power dunks, and that's where the Atomic Dog came from. Michael coined it after a game, I think it was against the Dallas Mavericks, and I had a dunk on those guys, on probably the whole team. So that's where it came from, man.
Well, you talk about the Dallas Mavericks. One of your more famous shots here in Portland was in the '85 playoffs, and you hit a baseline jumper to defeat the Dallas Mavericks and send us to the next round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
So what do you remember about that play?
Well, I can tell you this, Dame wasn't the first one to do that. Hey, man, but that week prior to making that shot, man, I was working on my shot with Kiki Vandeweghe all week long. He was helping me with my form and confidence more than anything. He said, man, there's nothing wrong with your shot. You just got to believe it's going to go in. So we worked on it. And, man, the opportunity presented itself. Clyde drove the lane and, you know, sucked the defense in, and I was open in the corner. Man, and I just let it go, and I knew it was going in because I felt it because Kiki and I worked on it. And it was awesome, man. It was awesome, man, for us to win that series and go to the next round, play against the Lakers.
Yeah, and then we know what happened against the Lakers.
We don't even talk about that one.
Yeah, the Lakers are the Lakers, you know. But how's it feel to be back in Portland after all this time?
Man, it's kind of weird because it's been like 30 years, I guess, since I've been back here, and it's changed so much. I don't even recognize it. You know, been riding around and trying to remember places that I used to go, even where I used to live. And man, it's all foreign to me now. So I'm kind of like a rookie all over again being here.
But a lot of people remember you. You know, I was with you for Game 3. And people definitely remember the Atomic Dog. They put your picture up on the big screen there, and I just noticed how people were relating to you, and they remember, even though it was a long time ago.
Man, I remember I had a strong fan base when I played here with the Blazers back in '83 to '85. So I guess some of those fans are still fans of the Blazers today, man. And yeah, it was a treat to see them and for them to recognize me when I came here after so many years. And it's been great. It's been great being here, man. I wish we would have got the game the other day, man. I thought when I came here I was going to bring a little luck to the Blazers so we could win. So hopefully we can get one tonight.
Well, after you left the Blazers, your career went to Europe.
Yes.
So tell me what happened after the Portland Trail Blazers. You're now in Barcelona, Spain.
Yes.
As a coach and having basketball camps. We'll talk a little bit about that. But tell me about your playing career after you left Portland and went over to Europe.
Well, the idea was to go to Europe, man, and jumpstart my career over again. You know, I wanted to play. I felt like at the time I wasn't getting enough playing time, and I felt for me at that time, being younger, though, it wasn't about the money, it was about playing. I know if you get minutes, you know, everything else will come with it. So I wanted to play. So that's the reason I decided to go to Europe at the time and play 1 year there, you know, get my numbers up, get my confidence in my game back. And geez, one thing led to another, and I had a really good 2 years. My first year was in Italy. I had 2 years when I left Portland, went to Benetton Treviso in Italy, 2 years there. And then after Italy, I went to Barcelona. And they called me to come and play for them. I always wanted to come and play for the team in Spain because they played in the Euro Cup at the time, and that's where I wanted to be, as the top league in Europe. And so finally that happened. I got the call from Barcelona and played there for 1 year. And then the Blazers called me back and wanted me to come back to training camp after that first year. So I did come back because I was still living here. After I left Portland, I was still living in Lake Oswego. And, man, came back and went to a training camp with the Blazers. Man, we just won the championship in Spain and came back home for the summer, was working out with the Blazers during the summer, man. And all of a sudden, we went to Summer League in L.A. My knee started hurting. I was like, oh, my gosh, man. Because I had a guaranteed contract for the next year in Spain. But I say, look, if I go to Summer League and everything works out, you know, they were talking about buying out my contract and coming back to the Blazers. Get to Summer League, man, playing on one leg, you know, still, you know, playing well, but, man, I was hurting. I was hurting really bad. So I told Bucky Buckwalter, he was the GM at the time, I said, Bucky, look, man, I got a contract for Spain next year. I'm going to go back and just play that contract, rehab my knee. I don't know what's going on. It's killing me. Kid you not. The next day, I had no problems with my knee. It didn't hurt anymore, man. And for me, you know, I just kind of took it as a sign that, you know, Europe is where my destiny was. So I didn't even think about the NBA anymore after that. I stayed there. Things started really getting better, you know, contractually and with the team. So I stayed with Barcelona 6 years. It was one of the top clubs in Europe. So I was in a really good situation.
And you won a couple of league championships while you were playing for them, right?
Three league championships in a row. We were the first group in Barcelona history to ever do that. And, you know, we had a really good group of guys. My Spanish teammates were really good. And that's the other thing that attracted me to Barcelona, because 6 of my teammates were on the national team. They played in the Olympics, so they had great experience. So I wasn't the American that come to Europe and have to do all the work. You know, right. So it wasn't dependent on me to score 30 points and get 20 rebounds. I had really good teammates. I could do my work, and, you know, it wasn't, you know, I wasn't concerned about doing all the scoring, because when you lose in Europe, they blame it on the Americans, and the Americans be the first one to go. But I had a really good situation there, man, and I really, really enjoyed it. Being here with the Blazers really helped me grow up as a professional athlete, man, and I just took all of that knowledge and experience that I learned from playing with guys like Kenny Carr, Wayne Cooper, Calvin Nat, Michael Paxson, and those guys, and just applied it to Europe, man, and I was successful.
And Barcelona wasn't your last stop. You also played in Greece, too, right?
I did. I played my last year in Greece. After 6 years in Barcelona, you know, man, Greece was one of those situations where being from Barcelona and playing against the top teams in Greece, man, they hated me in there. I always said I'd never play in Greece because they threatened me, they threatened my family, they threatened everybody, because they were so passionate about their teams and winning in Greece. And, man, when the team in Peristeri in Athens called me, well, they made me an offer I couldn't refuse either. I'm like, okay, we'll see. We'll go there. And when I got there, I realized that, you know, those Greek teams, they're just passionate about their players and their team. They diehard fans. They love their fans. They didn't really hate me. They just hate me because I played with Barcelona. But when I came to Greece, they embraced me, and I had a really good time in Greece and had a good year. But injuries again, you know, that was my last year playing, and I left the game because of knee injury. I had another arthroscopic surgery that summer, got a staph infection in my knee, and it destroyed my knee, man. My career was done after that.
Right now, you have managed to stay in basketball, though.
Yes.
Both as a mentor, a coach. You run basketball camps. So tell me what you're doing. What's Audie Norris doing right now?
Well, for the last 8 years, I've been doing the Audie Norris basketball camp in Barcelona, and it's been good. It's a way for me to, give back to a lot of the kids that's in my camp now. Their parents were my fans when I played in Barcelona. So it's an honor for me to be coaching their kids in my camp now, and they're more excited than their kids to be at my camp than the parents are, because they can identify with me more so than their kids. And so it's kind of crazy, but I love doing that. I'm always going to have my camp there. I do camps around Europe and some in Africa. I've been to Senegal doing camps there, and Greece and Italy. And also I work in China. I do some coaching in China in the summer, and we just actually finished a big deal for a Big Three tour in China. So my group is the first group that's going to bring the Big Three. Yeah, the Big Three that's going on during the summer right now with Ice Cube and Clyde. Actually, Clyde and I had been collaborating to put
Clyde Drexler
to put this deal together. So we put it together, and we're bringing the Big Three on a China tour in 6 or 7 cities in China in September.
How exciting is that?
Man, it's awesome. It's awesome, man. And what else? I'm also the NBA ambassador for Europe, and so we do a lot of clinics with the NBA and throughout the year in different countries around Europe. What else, man? I'm ambassador for the high school in Barcelona. So I'm really, really connected with basketball in Barcelona and throughout Europe.
And yeah, throughout Europe, and with China, we could just say you're worldwide.
Absolutely. We're just trying to stay connected. Man, I love it. It's easy work. It's what I'm used to, and just to see the joy of giving back to these kids, man, and for them to be able to move up to the next level. That's what it's all about.
All right. Well, you're back here to watch the Blazers. Just talk about the connection that ex-Blazers have with this basketball franchise, because I know quite a few of the ex-Blazers have managed to stay here and live here, make their post-playing lives here.
Yeah.
And, people who used to play for the team, including yourself, I mean, they come back quite often, or for big events like, Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
They'll come back. So just talk about the connection that you have as an ex-Blazer with both former players and the franchise as a whole.
Well, I tell you, I mean, the first night I got back here, I ran into Terry Porter. Terry and I didn't play together, but we've known each other, through the Blazer family. And Michael Harper, I ran into him the other night at the game, and Mike and I didn't play together, but we played in Europe against each other a lot. But we've been friends. We've been friends ever since we met in training camp here with the Blazers, and yeah, I understand there's several players that still live here that play with Kenny Carr, Donnell, Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
I think Steve Johnson lives here.
Steve Johnson is still here, yeah?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's always been a family organization, the Blazers, from what I remember it being, and a lot of players kind of echo that same sentiment today. And, hopefully, the organization can continue to, reach out to former players and keep them in the fold. And I know even before Jerome passed, he was doing a lot of community service stuff for the Blazers. So, those things are great, and those are things that keep the fans interested and keep the Blazers and the community connected.
What do you think about this team that's been put together over the past couple of years? You talk about Damian Lillard, C.J. McCollum, Nurkic before he went down. What do you think of the makeup of this team? And no matter what happens with this series,
yeah,
This has been a great run, a great season for this version of the Portland Trailblazers. What do you think about the team?
I love the team. Especially love the team before Nurkic went down. I mean, he was actually, you know, bringing that team into the forefront in basketball, man. Having a center as skilled as he was, and hope for him to have a speedy recovery getting back. And then you got two superstars like Dame and CJ, and the rest of the guys, the support players on the team, and my homeboy right in the hood, he's from Mississippi also, from Meridian, I'm from Jackson, but wish him luck as well. They've been a team, they've been exciting to watch. They've been exciting to watch. You know, I think in this playoffs, in my opinion, they really need to control the tempo of the game. They let, come on, man, you let Draymond Green, a power forward, control the tempo of the game and not getting back in transition. They got to control that. They got to control that, and you know, other little things they can do to slow down the Warriors. I mean, the Warriors they're an excellent team without KD. And
well, they won it without him before he got there.
Yeah, they did, and they're showing it now, man. But you know, I think there's some little things like controlling the tempo of the game, not letting a guy like Draymond push the tempo in a game like this. I mean, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna make the adjustments tonight and do what they can to get a win.
Yeah, absolutely. But overall, you can't complain about the season that they've had. In fact, they've gone a lot further than a lot of people thought they would.
Well, I tell you what, it's a big jump from last year. You know, you get when you get swept by the Pelicans in 4 games last year, and then you come back this year, and you win the first round, you get the second round, and then you get to the final. That's improvement. So you can only continue to support the progress that this club is making with the players that they got. They're performing, they're producing, and man, even if they lose against the Warriors, man, these guys gave 100%, and you gotta love it. You gotta love what they're doing, and they gotten better last year, they got better this year, and hopefully next year they add another piece or whatever, and you know, we'll get past the Western Conference Final next year.
All right, that sounds good. Well, thank you very much, Audie Norris.
Man,
Atomic
it's
Dog.
a pleasure seeing you. And this guy came to see me in Barcelona last year, so we had a good time. We hung out, and I'm kind of doing a 2-for-1 here. I'm seeing the Blazers and seeing my man and returning the favor to come and see you again, man.
Oh, I appreciate it.
All right.
Audie Norris, Atomic Dog.
Thank you, guys.